Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today is the discussion and meditation portion of our weekly program. This is the point where we articulate what the function and purpose of meditation is. And today is about returning your consciousness to love. One of the things that we're going to just wait for a few minutes for people to come on, but one of the funny things they say to me about returning to love is you don't have to return to it. You have to remember it. You have to remember that you are love. It's not something that you're going to acquire from the world. It's something that's within you. But what's happened in your living in this physical dimension, much of what has been taught to you, much of what you understand to be true or not true, is based on ideas that somebody else has given you about what is true and what is false. And so a lot of people are disconnected from their sense of who they really are. So love is who you are. It's not your thoughts, it's not your memories, it's not your emotions. Your consciousness, what you are as an awareness, is love. And what returning to love is today is about the process of getting your awareness into a position where your awareness is no longer subjective to the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs, the ideologies that the world has given you to simply just accept without question, to begin to formulate an identity, your own personality, as a function of your free will. When you came into this world, you were given a personality by the environment. And that's just not fulfilling enough for a lot of people. If you were given a good personality and you were raised in an environment where all the things you needed and wanted were provided for you, you're more likely to have a good personality. But for the vast majority of people, that is not the case. The vast majority of people are raised with ideas of survival and fear, and you don't have enough, and your environments were filled with ideas that perpetuated fear and uncertainty. And today we hope to give you some information, some understanding, and experience with getting away from the mind that the world has given you and getting your awareness into a place where you can begin to differentiate yourself from the personality that the world gave you and align yourself back to the consciousness that is you, so that you can begin to build a personality that is pleasing to you, that's not filled with fear and anger and sadness and thoughts of rage, and learning to release all that from your mind, because it's not who you are. Anger, fear, guilt, that's not who you are. Suffering is not who you are. It's not who you are. And getting to an experience of that is the focus of our Saturday portion of our weekly show. For those of you that are new here, we go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday and Wednesday, we channel messages from ascended masters, multidimensional beings, guides, angels. We answer questions. We channel the information from your those who are no longer in the physical dimension you want to communicate with or receive a message from. And on Friday, we have a Q&A day for our viewers and watchers on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, so that you can just ask questions and connect to information and knowledge and wisdoms from ascended masters and other beings that I'm able to allow to flow information through my consciousness. Understand, there's nothing mystical or special about being able to be a medium. Everybody has the ability to have that function. They tell me this all the time, that everybody has the ability to tap into realms of information and knowledge beyond the world of the 5 physical senses. You know, the funny thing is, every one of us exists beyond the 5 physical senses. Your awareness is beyond the 5 physical senses. You're aware you can smell, you're aware you can touch and taste and hear with your ears. You can close your eyes and listen to the thinking that's going on in your mind. And then you can be aware that you're aware of the thinking going on in your mind, which means you're not just a physical being, you're awareness. Now, for those of you that are familiar with our weekly show, I'm going to put something up on the screen. And those of you that are not familiar with our weekly show, I'm going to read what I'm putting up on the screen right now. So what we're going to ask you to do, because in order to receive information, you want to have information in its purest form. You want to have your mind, your prejudices, your evaluative self put aside, not your thinking self, not your reasoning self, your memory self, your acquired personality that's been conditioned by news and television shows and radio. We want you to put that side of yourself to one side so that you as awareness can feel and hear without the prejudice of your own acquired personality. That's all. And from the perspective of awareness, there's nothing that you will hear or not hear that you don't have an ability to say yes or no to agree to or disagree to. You have that freedom as awareness. Our personalities can often jade us and make us believe one thing or another because of what we already think we know, because of what we've been taught or believe we've been taught. So this message is very simple. So for those of you that are watching, just sit your body down if you're not sitting your body down and begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Like literally draw a deep breath in and fill your lungs completely. So you fill your lungs and you'll hold that breath for about 2 to 3 seconds. And then exhale. And as you're exhaling, give your body permission to relax as you exhale. Remember, your body's designed to do what you think it to do. It's also designed to do what other people think it to do. That's why it's so important to have your own thinking mind. So breathing slowly and deeply, filling the lungs, holding the breath for 2 or 3 seconds. And when you exhale, give all the muscles in your body permission to relax. And as you continue to do that and give the muscles permission to relax, so if some muscles are tense, give them permission to relax. It's no different than asking your body to pick up a glass of water or go for a walk. In this case, you're simply asking your body as you exhale to relax. What this is going to do is it's going to release tension and nervousness from the body so that your awareness isn't caught in your body anymore. So you're not just caught up in its system. You move into a position where your breathing directs the body to relax. And you're the one directing your breathing to direct the body to relax. This puts you back into a position of authority over your body. So continue to breathe like that. And as your body begins to relax and become more open and receptive to your awareness, because that's what starts to happen, is your body begins to become open and receptive to your awareness as it relaxes, as you're giving it permission to relax. The secondary step is this. When the body's beginning to get relaxed enough and you're feeling the tensions are leaving and the body's getting open and feeling comfortable where you are sitting at this time, or lying down if you are, or standing if you're standing, because you can do the same thing standing. Teach your body to relax and be open and receptive to you. Then the second step is then to turn your attention to the place where your thoughts and the analytical mind is, and that process of memory and anticipation is, and you move your awareness there, become aware of all that stuff, and then you're going to do the exact same thing with your breathing there. You're going to imagine you could breathe into the space of your thoughts. And when you exhale, you're going to do the same thing. Give your thoughts permission to relax. Just let them go. And what will start to happen as you let your thoughts begin to relax is certain emotions will begin to automatically quiet down, because now you're training your body to relax and you're training your mind to be still. Again, your mind is meant to be your servant, not your master. And the way you think to it, the way you'll use your breathing will give instruction to your mind and body to become open and receptive to your awareness. You'll notice that we say we want your body to become open and receptive to your awareness, not to our awareness, to your awareness, so that you get the experience of how you can direct and instruct your mind and body to simply relax and become open and receptive. What is the benefit to that? Well, when you were a little child and you came into this physical world, your body was completely open and receptive to the world. And everything that the world gave you, your name, the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, whether you were good, whether you were bad, whether you're doing something right or wrong, the world gave you all of its information about what the world was supposed to be and what you were supposed to believe you are. And you were in that state from the time you were conceived, right up until around the age of 17 or 18, most people are still just receiving from the world, getting information, having a personality built from them by the senses of your body and the information that was being provided to you. So this process today of using your breath to get the body still and quiet, using your breath to allow your mind to be still and quiet and open and receptive to your awareness, gets you into the position where your mind and body is now open and receptive to you and you exclusively. Now, we are going to be offering you ideas and suggestions while we go through this process. We're going to have a discussion about why this is so important for you to learn this simple function, not just here, but to also practice this function on your own. Practice teaching your mind and body to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. Please practice this in your own time as well, not just here. In this function, you move into a position of awareness. And I want to tell you something. We get a lot of people that tell us that when they go through this process, especially in our masterclasses, they go through this process, they begin to feel euphoric. They begin to feel peace. They begin to feel relaxed. Their depression, their anxiety, a lot of emotions and thoughts that trouble them begin to diminish as they learn to teach their mind and body to follow their instruction. And so one of the side effects of this is you'll start to feel more relaxed. Your mind will become quieter. You'll even start to notice some of the more intense emotions you might be experiencing begin to diminish just by going through this simple process of breathing in slowly and deeply, exhaling, allowing the body to relax. And when the body's relaxed enough, you again then use the breathing and breathe into the space of your thoughts, your memories, your emotions. And when you exhale, you allow your thoughts and your memories and emotions to become still and quiet and peaceful. And you can think that thought to your mind and to your body to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive. You can think that thought to your body. It's okay to be open, quiet, and receptive. And you'll find the body and mind will respond most easily when you exhale. That's when your physical act of exhaling is an instruction for your body to release. And so naturally, as your mind and body become quieter and more open and receptive to your awareness, you'll start to feel and experience your awareness the way it actually is. You are a vibrational consciousness. Your true nature is love as awareness. And you have the capacity to utilize the functions of thinking, imagination, reason, intuition, perception, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. These non-physical faculties begin to become available to you when you learn to differentiate your awareness from being simply identified with your mind and your body. We encourage you that if you can, that you have water handy so that you every once in a while take a sip of water. As when you start to shift your awareness from being localized to your mind and body, certain physical things begin to happen, certain energetic things begin to happen. The first of which is your body begins to release stress. And when the body releases stress and gets permission to relax completely, it will go in, your body will be put into a sleep resembling state by your process. And in that relatively sleep resembling state that your body gets put into as you give it permission to relax more and more, as it goes into that state, it goes into an automatic state, a default state of repairing and rebuilding. Kind of like when you put your body to sleep at night, but in this process of deliberately getting your body to relax, be open and receptive to your awareness, the body will go into that state by default, and a process of correction and repair can be enabled. Secondarily, as you begin to release thoughts and memories and emotions and let your mind become still and quiet, the body will relax even more because it's no longer having to deal with the environment of your mind, because your body can't differentiate between the thoughts in your own mind and actual events that are going on in the world. Your body does not have the capacity to make that distinction. You do as awareness, but your body doesn't. And so in gently and mindfully and carefully teaching your mind and body to be still and quiet, the function of repair begins to happen in your body, and a function of peace begins to become conscious to you. You begin to feel a sense of well-being that's your natural state. Your natural state is love. Your natural state is not suffering. But your natural state is also reasoning and proper thinking, being able to choose thoughts very carefully, understanding that thoughts create energies that create functions in biology. We have a number of students here on YouTube, and we have a number of students here on TikTok. And to those students, please share your knowledge and wisdom with others that are here, please. And those of you that are new, just stay with the breathing process. You are a multidimensional being, so that even while I'm speaking and they're speaking through me, while that process is going on, you can still be giving your body permission to relax. You can still give your mind permission to be open and receptive, and you'll still be able to hear consciously everything that's being said without being disturbed or distracted. You can simply just be aware. Again, your body and your mind have been conditioned so much by this world that it believes the only reality is this world. That is not true. It is the only reality for your body. It is the only reality for your mind, but it is not the only reality for you as an awareness. As an awareness, you function on many planes of consciousness. The body and the mind are just two of them. The other realm of consciousness that you function on is emotion. Now, emotion is the energy that's generated by your thoughts or the thoughts that others have given you. I want to say that again, that emotions are the energy generated by the thoughts that you have in your mind, or the thoughts that have been given you, or the thoughts that you choose to give attention to. In being able to become conscious of the thoughts in your mind, recognizing then you can become aware of the energy or emotion that those thoughts stimulate. From that perspective of consciousness, you can begin to examine and evaluate your mind and start to understand why some of the emotional qualities that you may be experiencing are products of thoughts that are occurring in your mind, either consciously or in what's called the subconscious field, or the realm of memory, where you store your past life information, genetic information. That's stored at a lower level, lower than the level of the senses. But it's not a level that you don't have access to. In this process you're going through, where you're breathing, allowing the body to relax, allowing the mind to be still and quiet. It's important you be deliberate in this, that you, with each breath, you're allowing the body to relax, giving it your permission to relax, allowing your thoughts to relax. From this perspective of awareness, as you start to feel the sense of who you are as awareness, and not simply as a collection of thoughts and memories in your mind, as you begin to experience yourself as awareness, you move your consciousness into a different frequency of experiencing your awareness. And from this place of awareness, you can begin to observe thoughts, observe memories, and observe emotions without getting caught up or lost in them. Then you can begin to use the process of evaluation. If this thought serves me, does this thought and the energy this thought produces, is this good for my body? Is this good for my creative process? While we endeavor to lead you gently into the simple fundamentals of what it is to live in a physical dimension, while the functions of walking and talking and eating and information have already been generally acquired by you, we find it very important you understand your position of authority over your thinking mind and over your biology, so that you individually and collectively can come to a much greater and more effective understanding of how you can interact with yourself and others to produce a collective consciousness that is more effective in the expressions and manifestations of love, rather than the expressions and manifestations of fear. You must understand that as an individual and as a collective species, that your energy, your emotion, organizes the function of action in the physical world. The things that you do in this physical world are a direct result of the emotional energies that you have acquired, and that these emotional energies dictate the behaviors that you will do, and that those emotional energies are products of certain qualities of thought that you have acquired or you have created. And without the understanding that you can alter and change thinking, that is the thoughts in your mind, that you can then learn to alter and change emotional energy. The function of emotion and thought are intimately linked together. And so that the conditions you find yourself in your world right now and what subsequent conditions that may unfold if you do not learn to alter and change the function of your emotional energy could prove to be very uncomfortable for a great deal of you. It's important you understand that the function of your awareness is to direct, create thought and energy for the function of generating experiential realities in this dimension of the physical world. There are realms of information and consciousness available to you beyond the physical world, not through the body, not through the mind, but through your awareness. The function of your awareness is multidimensional. As you can be aware of your body, you can be aware of your thoughts, you can be aware of your emotions, you can be aware that you are aware. These are dimensions of matter, energy, thought, and consciousness. These are different dimensions. There are dimensions of consciousness and information as there are above you, as there are below you. And from the perspective of cultivating this position of awareness where you train your body, you train your mind gently to be your servant and not your master. Many of you will begin to find that if you've been struggling with very strong, powerful negative emotions, that this process, if you have followed it and are following it now, you'll naturally begin to feel what happens by simply directing the body to breathe, giving it permission to relax, giving your thoughts permission to be still. Because once you direct your thoughts to be still, then they no longer stimulate a movement of emotion into your experiential reality. So when the thoughts become still, emotion becomes still. When the body becomes still, emotion becomes still. As above, so below. What you do with your mind and what you do with your body affects the energy, the substance that you use for creating and experiencing your reality. You generate emotion through biology. You generate emotion through the thought process. And you can direct both the thought and the biology as a function of your awareness. In that function of awareness, you have authority and dominion over what you will think in your mind and what your body will therefore do. Many of you are caught up and bound by the thinking and the beliefs of other people that are self-serving for them, that direct you, but not a benefit to the greater human community. Understand that when you can orchestrate and restructure thoughts to be more effective in their movement of energy for you, you'll be able to change many of the existing conditions in your life. The functions of fear as a creative process produce very different results in your experiential reality than the functions of love or joy, which are an energy that produce a very different set of circumstances and actions as to what you will say and what you will do in this physical dimension. The moment you have authority over thought, the moment you have authority over your biology, you have authority then over your energy. And it is the substance of your energy that is responsible for all human behavior. The function of emotional energy is responsible for all human behavior and the existing conditions that you witness upon the face of this planet right now. And that you are able, as a function of your awareness, to begin to effect specific and general changes in the emotional constant that is functioning both unconsciously, collectively, and consciously, deliberately, by those in positions of authority that understand full well what we are saying and the implications that are about to ensue if a function of conscious and more effective deliberative thinking does not take hold amongst you collectively. You cannot eliminate consciousness. You can eliminate a physical body, but you cannot eliminate consciousness. You cannot eliminate a soul from existence, but you can eliminate its medium of expression. And that will not serve you, for you cannot escape the effects of your own causes. None of you can. So this process of breathing, let us do this together for about a minute so that you gain it. For we know that some of you are distracted and having trouble allowing your bodies to relax while we communicate this information to you. But The information is for all of you. And for those of you that may not comprehend or understand it, it will be understood as you begin to move from the comparative process of trying to understand what we are saying from what you already know into the realm of experiencing the vibrational nature of the information we're communicating from a position of awareness. So let us take a long, slow, deep breath here. And when you exhale, give all the muscles in your body permission to relax. And then breathe deeply in again to your body. And when you exhale, again, allow the muscles in your body to relax even more. You are the authority over your body. You give it permission to relax when you exhale. And breathe in deeply again. And when you exhale, again, give your body even more permission to relax even more fully and more completely. Now move your attention to the space in your mind where all thoughts, all memories, and all analysis is ongoing at this time. Just imagine that you can breathe your breath into that space of thought, memory, and emotion. And when you exhale, give all those thoughts, memories, emotions, and analysis permission to be still as you exhale. And then breathe in another breath again. And again, as you exhale, allow thoughts, memories, and emotions to be still as you exhale. And then one more time, draw your breath into the space of thoughts, memories, and emotions. And as you exhale, release and allow all thoughts, memories, and emotions to relax. And you can continue breathing this way on each exhale, allowing thoughts, memories, emotions, and physical tensions to be released from the body. And as you do this, become aware of how you are beginning to feel as awareness. How do you feel as awareness? Not what you feel in your body, not what you remember a feeling is, but how do you feel as thoughts, memories, emotions, and tensions are released from your body through your function of breathing. Just feel. If any thoughts or emotions or physical restlessness comes to your awareness, simply breathe. And as you exhale, give them permission to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness Give your mind and body your permission. Allow the body to relax. Allow the thoughts to be still. The more you are able to stay in focus of this process and feel what you begin to experience as you allow your mind and body to become quiet, open and receptive to awareness, as you gain familiarity with who you are as awareness, that you are not simply a collection of all those thoughts and not simply just the function of a biology, that you are an awareness that is in possession of thoughts that are in a body that you are able to operate. That much of the thinking and remembering that you have was given to you not as a function of choice, but simply provided to you from the environment. You reach this point, if you are with us now, if you understand what we are saying, then the value of being able to become the authority over your thoughts, not to be subjective to them, not to get lost in them, to become the authority over your emotions, to know that your thinking can be changed so that you change the emotions that you are generating in your body. Then in turn, experiencing the body relaxing under your direction, you begin to become familiar with who you are as awareness. And in that place of awareness, the function of creation and your true nature as a function of love and creation begins to become remembered. In the stillness of the mind and the stillness of your body, you begin to feel and remember that you are awareness, that you are not your thoughts, you are not the body, that these are instruments of creation that you are now in a position to begin to learn to use consciously and deliberately. Getting to a place where you're not simply just accepting what is being told to you is very important. That from a perspective of awareness, your awareness, you can listen and hear thoughts and feel the energy that certain thoughts create when you hear them from a television or from a politician or from a friend. You begin to recognize the quality of energy that one is trying to give you. It's important you understand those that will give you love will be far more pleasing to you than those that are giving you fear. So please understand, you have as awareness the capacity to make the distinction in the qualities of energies that thoughts produce. And unfortunately, there is much in your world that now loans itself to predominantly having you communicate with and align yourself to fear and anger and emotions that do not serve you in the function of creation very effectively. They cause you to fight. They cause you to mistrust. They cause you to be afraid. From the perspective of your awareness, you cannot be thusly subjugated. So in recognizing how to determine the energy of a thought, you can do so from awareness. It's very difficult to do from the confines of the personality which has been constructed for you by your environment. Your educational systems have loaned themselves to creating the personality that you think is you. But you are not the personality. You are the awareness that can alter and change that personality. And our goal is quite simple: to assist you in liberating yourself from the confines of the constructed self so that you can begin to create a personality construct that will serve you in your function of creation, to assist you in realigning your consciousness back to its natural expression of love and creativity, playfulness and compassion. Creativity is a natural function of each and every soul upon this physical dimension. But being given a personality that might conflict with that you should be afraid or you should not trust, or that certain things are true or not true, without your ability to evaluate them as a young child, many of the things that you believe just simply are not true. And much of the information being fed you is designed to keep you in a state of fear and uncertainty, not to liberate you into your divinity. Your divinity is founded in the principles of love, creativity. Creativity is divine. you are divine. As awareness, you are divine. The organized mechanisms of religion and philosophy and theology that you see around you have loaned themselves mostly to, again, restricting you from evaluating the true nature of who you are. And again, our goal is to reveal to you that nature of who you are to yourself, that you may know from these simple gatherings that we have here, that you might come to know and understand that you are this incredible divine entity that is in possession of a body that has a personality, that you may use this personality and this body in the function of effective creating. But that you must understand that much of the personality, especially those of you that are struggling with very strong negative emotions and strong negative thinking tendencies, that most of your negative thinking and negative emotional tendencies have been given to you by your environment. You did not choose them. There is not one of you that came into this world that chose to suffer. None of you came into this world suffering. You came in as love. That is the true function of your consciousness. And there has been much benefit gained by a few in teaching the many to be afraid, to be mistrustful, to believe that suffering and struggle is natural and normal. We'd say to you that is absolutely not the case. But that has been perpetuated in this physical dimension for many tens of thousands of years in the rises and falls of countless civilizations, that many of which you have begun to discover. But the liberation of your awareness from the confines of your mind and body becomes very important at this time for a variety of reasons. You must understand that energy, the substance of emotion, is organizing your experiences in this very material dimension. The things you do to this planet are functions of your emotion. The things you do to each other are functions of emotion, which are products of thoughts and ideas and beliefs. If you're unable to evaluate, alter, and change those thoughts, you'll not be able to alter or change the emotions that cause the behaviors that produce the results that you see in and around you. But at any moment in the process of awareness, you can begin to evaluate certain qualities of the thoughts and begin to affect change. There is an event that is, again, a recurrent event upon this planet. We've watched it many, many times, where you have ascended your technology and you have ascended your social structure, you've ascended your politics, you've ascended your populations, but you have not ascended your consciousness to a level of love's expression to allow certain conditions to unfold as an effect of love. Rather, you have repeatedly allowed conditions of fear to unfold as events that you would call physical, dynamic changes in the environment. Conditions of planetary interactions are not simply random effects. Events of time and space are manifestations of a creative process, and your general collaboration in the vibrational motion of fear loans itself to very specific things happening in the experiential realm of the physical dimension. What your scientists are now beginning to discover is micronovas and transformations that occur in the planetary systems all over galaxies are often products of many civilizations in the learning process of understanding the function of emotional energy as it relates to the creative process and affecting time, space, and matter. So understand that the vibration of love as a collective manifestation produces very different effects in the conditions of society and of your solar system, as does the vibrations of fear produce very specific effects in its manifestation of your experience of the material world in this solar system. At any moment in your day-to-day life, you, each and every one of you, have the choice between these two vibrations of fear and love. They are the only two creative energies available to you. And while we use the labels fear and love, we would simply say it is all just energy that's expressing in one way or another, depending upon the nature and quality of the consciousness, the awareness directing it. As you become more familiar and intentional and deliberate about the emotional energies you generate, you can see very favorable changes happen in a very short time span on this physical planet, as equally as you can see very profound and unpleasant changes on this physical dimension in a very short time frame. The functions of fear are very precise and different than the functions of love. The energies are very different in how they affect the physical dimension. And your thinking is the starting point for generating energy. The thoughts in your mind are the starting point for generating energy. That's where you as awareness begin to conceive energy into existence. And that energy comes in as a vibration into your body, and it generates the function of behavior. But only from the perspective of awareness can you evaluate and begin to articulate changes in that thinking and thought process. And so we would say simply to you, become aware. And you become aware by first becoming aware. And you do this by training your mind and body to be quiet, to be open and receptive to you, so that you as awareness begin to remember, I am not my thoughts. I am not these thoughts. I am not this body. I have this body. And you begin to become aware of your function of consciousness as awareness, and how you can begin to intentionally and deliberately learn to structure, reorganize, and collaborate thoughts into a creative process that generates very specific outcomes in the material expression of your existence while in this material medium. While in the material medium, you get to experience what you create in your thinking and in your energies that you produce. But in the realm of your not being aware of your thinking, of believing that you are your thoughts, that you cannot change them, or believing that you are your emotions, but you cannot change them. If you believe this, then you are bound by the construct that has been given to you, in which case you will experience that construct, whether it is good or bad. And there is no judgment, there is no evil in the creative process of your experience, but it is certainly more exciting when you become conscious that you are able to effect deliberate and precise changes in your experience of this physical world. No matter what position you might find yourself hearing these words from, whether you are living on the street or in a castle somewhere, the function of creation is universal. There is not one of you that is exempt to this reality, that each and every one of you at the point in consciousness where you say, I'm going to change this thought, and that will change energy, and I'm going to change what I think towards this body. I'm going to change what this body does. You learn to no longer be subjective to the way the body has been trained to be. You then become a conscious creator, and you can elevate yourself from the streets to the castle, as you can take yourself from the castle to the streets. Process of creation knows no race, no culture, no gender. The process of creation is universal across all infinite timelines and dimensions. Please understand that. The process of creation is a universal process. And while the mechanisms of it may differ from one dimension to another, for this conversation and this communication today, it is well established what it is here, that the thoughts that you have in your mind, or the thoughts that have been placed in your mind, generate an energy, and that energy produces a function of behavior. That is the simplest way we can place this. And again, for those of you that are still in the process of breathing and allowing your body to relax, and breathing and giving your mind permission to be still and quiet, and beginning your process of awakening, of realizing, I can direct the mind to be still. I can direct the body to be still. I can direct these things. And as you begin to experience that the body and the mind are designed by nature to follow your direction and not just the direction of the environment, that you then move into a position of awakening. And in that process, you begin to generate deliberative thinking, understanding that very specific thoughts create very specific emotions that create very specific actions. And it does not matter where you are in the socio-economic, eco-political systems on your planet, the function of creation is universal in this dimension, as we have elaborated and illustrated. For those of you that are experiencing a change in your energy, you are awakening. For those of you that feel your body and feel your mind becoming still and quiet by the function of this application, That is the breathing. Function of breathing to release thought, to release memory, to release emotion, to become self-aware again. In that process, you begin to feel liberation. In that process, you begin to feel peace. In that process, you begin to remember that you are not thoughts, you are the thinker. You are not the emotions, you are the feeler. You are not the body, but the operator of it. And neuroscience will have much to say on some of these issues. There's autonomic functions in your body that you may actually assume authority over, but it was more prudent for the learning process that they be put on automatic so that you would be able to devote your attention to learning to function in the realms of thought. Because thought is the most powerful creative realm that you can create from in this physical dimension. So learning to regulate the function of thought, to be very precise in the types of energies you'll generate, will have their influence upon the body. But equally too, the body needs what the body needs. So you must also take consequence that what your body may need may be very different than what you're giving it, because the body has its own life. It is not you, it is simply the instrument that you use. The instrument does need very specific things in order to function in a more optimal fashion under your direction. We can take a few questions before we complete today. But we encourage you that for those of you that are still here to continue to breathe slowly and deeply, continue to experience what you experience, giving your body permission to relax, and continue to experience what you experience, giving your thoughts permission to be still as you exhale. You'll find it is always more efficient on the exhale to give your body permission to relax, to give your mind permission to be still. And please share your experiences with this. Share your sensations of this in the comments with others so that others might know that you're experiencing something that they need to experience as well. Wonderful. Good morning, Christopher. Hi, Sunny. Amanda is looking. I have a borderline personality disorder and feel very blocked creativity. Thank you very much. Labels will not loan themselves to your liberation. What we would simply say that you have is a differentiation between yourself and your mind and body that is not resolved. You have a function of your personality that is being allowed to operate independent of your direction. And again, if you gently and carefully and deliberately apply this process, the simple function of breathing will give you the first sensation of relief. And let us loan our energy to you. Because we know that time and space aren't bound by where this body is located. So we'll simply direct energy to you if you will take a deep breath with us. And that borderline personality that is troubled and a blockage, turn to that part that is blocking you and simply say to it, I am with you. I love you. I will not abandon you. Turn that thought of intent to that part of you that feels like it is a block. I am with you. I love you. I will not abandon you. Give that thought to the part of you that feels blocked. I'm with you. I love you. I will not abandon you. Allow the energy of that thought to be given to the part that is blocked. I'm with you. I love you. I will not abandon you. And allow yourself to be aware of how it responds when you give it that thought. And again, share your experience in the comments below so that others might know. Because there are many that have this misunderstanding and do not have the knowledge that they can interact with their mind and body in a very deliberate and different way to affect it into a direction that is nurturing and loving and supportive. And many of you have been trained to think that you should be angry and upset or frustrated because of the way your mind and body is. And we say no. We say, learn to let the vibrational offering of love be directed to those aspects of yourself that seem to be in resistance to you. Even your most negative emotions, if you extend love and grace to them, they will change. They will change. We do many lessons through this one in his program. We gave him a program to teach others. And in that program, he allows us to come through and lead people to this process of what is love as a function towards fear. How does love affect fear? How does love affect anger? How does your love affect your sadness? How does love affect your guilt? But stay in that energy. Stay in that energy. To that part that's blocked, I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. And feel how it responds. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Hi, Beth. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So powerful. Can I please get a message from my dad? It's his 5th year anniversary since he left the physical body. Well, he's okay. There's a term. It's called the continuity of love. Your biological father has moved in his consciousness. That soul has moved into another incarnation. He's transitioned into another incarnation. But the words I'm getting from, because I can tap into that fractal of his consciousness, is saying that the continuity of love is forever. That love that you feel is there forever. Understand that when you're asking for a message from him, he's already delivering it to you. Right? Close your eyes and feel his presence with you. That we were told this week recently that whenever you find yourself thinking about the loved one that has left the physical dimension, that's when they're actually trying to energetically interact with you. Literally, that's the moment. If you can pause and just feel his presence, don't get hooked up on the emotion, I miss him. Let that go and feel his presence. The very emotion or idea that he's missing blocks you from feeling the vibration he's trying to give you, which is why you're asking that question, because you want to be directed to experience his energy firsthand. So just allow yourself to just feel his energy with you. Take a deep breath, relax, feel the way his energy interacts with you. Remember, just because a person leaves the physical body doesn't mean that they leave existence. They're just not in the physical means of expression. It's the same way as like I said, if you have a radio set and you turn it off, the signal for the station is still there. The mechanism's just not broadcasting it. If you don't have a physical body, then you can't broadcast a sound wave because you don't have a physical body to make the sound wave with a physical body. But they can communicate to you clairvoyantly. They can communicate to you in sensation. They can communicate to you in feeling. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that comment too, Beth. Really appreciate it. Freak of nature. I also have been diagnosed and have behaved as a quiet bipolar disorder. What Michael is sharing here has helped me more than anything. I'm making wonderful progress. You will too. Wow, freak of nature. Thank you so much for sharing that. My heart is so happy for you, because I know I've been in that place. I was under psychiatric care when I was younger, so I understand that place of darkness. And when you understand that you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for sharing that. And for those of you listening, I've got your higher self is transmitting this energy to me. My hair is literally standing up on end. So thank you. Thank you for that love. Thank you for that sharing for other people. Others need to know this. You did not come into this planet to suffer. You came into this planet to learn the function of creation. Somebody's asking on YouTube, do I continue this push-pull relationship? Any message from my spirit guides? Thank you, William. This is from Sharanya. Hello, Sharanya. Does she continue this push and pull relationship? Somebody, I don't know who this is, but there's a very short little being here, very short. And the way my brain is picking up their energy, it's like almost like one of Santa's elves, like the ones you see in cartoons, dressed like that. That's how they're presenting energetically to me. And they're saying, tell her, and it's a very squeaky voice too. They're saying, tell her that you need 2 legs that are in opposition to move forward. You need 2 legs in opposition to move forward. It's really fascinating. It's very funny. Yeah. This one's been trying to get through to you. Again, you need to collaborate with this other person differently too. They're saying, tell her to collaborate differently with him. Yeah. So yeah, understand that opposition is valuable if it moves you forward. And yes, sometimes you're doing the one that's doing the pushing, and sometimes you're the one getting pulled. And I know that full well. You're either pushing or you're getting pulled, and either they're pushing or they're getting pulled. And that's sometimes that's the way a relationship is forward. But again, I don't know who this is, but they're coming in. They're saying, tell her also she has the free will to choose another creation. Understand, to believe that you will lose is to diminish the function of creation. None of you are bound. None of you are bound by anything, but you must understand the function of creation. That there is no situation or circumstance that is beyond your capability to affect a change in the reality of this. Thank you so much. Yes. Question here. I can still the mind, but cannot get to a deep level. Very frustrating. That's from Ascension 144 on TikTok. Be patient. Be really patient. I promise you. Okay, sorry. So who's this? Okay. You got a guardian angel. Again, what's your name? The name I'm getting is As Smith, ASMITHE. And they're saying that you need to get to the place where you are applying the eye. You are applying the eye to activate your pineal gland, to stimulate the function of the pineal gland. And in our masterclass, we have simple ways of learning how to stimulate that. But what we can say to you right now is when you take your breath, hold your breath, tighten all the muscles in your body, and apply some pressure. So you squeeze the muscles in your chest and allow pressure to be applied into the brain cavity. Like when you're holding your breath, and you tighten the muscles and apply pressure. When you're in that higher meditation state, hold the pressure and keep your attention in the center of your physical brain. And then when you exhale, just be aware of the energy that comes out from the center of the brain, because that pressure, cerebral spinal fluid, applied pressure in the brain causes the pineal gland to activate. Pressure causes the pineal gland to activate. So when you're in that meditative state, you want to go to a higher state of awareness, because when you stimulate the pineal gland, it'll also produce a chemical called DMT in the body. And that DMT is going to give you access to different frequencies of information. So I'm really excited when you do this Ascension 144. When you do this, please share your comments, your experience on one of my channels, either Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube, and do that. Do this process. You can do it right now. Take a deep breath, hold it, and release, and feel what comes out from the center of the brain. And please leave a comment below. Wow. Let's see here. Is God a personal being? God is an impersonal being. It's a universal consciousness relative to this plane of consciousness. It is what science is recognizing as a quantum field. It's omniscient because it's everywhere, all-powerful, and all-knowing. And yet it's only relative to this dimension. And you are not separate from it. You are part of it. But it's a personal being. I mean, Master Jesus embodied the divine, as did Master Buddha, as did many other enlightened masters, have embodied the divine. So in the sense that you can embody it, it can appear to be personal. Like a lot of people say that Master Jesus was the one and only begotten Son of God. He was not. We are all the sons and daughters of this persona that you're calling God, which is relative to this dimension, all-knowing, all-powerful. We all have the ability to ascend in consciousness, much the same way as Master Jesus did, as Master Buddha did. You can ascend your consciousness. The existing authorities, and I've been told this many times by Master Jesus, the existing authorities in his day, when he was in that incarnation, because he's in a different incarnation now, as a different personality. But in that day, they literally murdered him and used his murder and the murder of many tens of thousands of other individuals that were following his teachings, sending their energy up. And they use that as a mechanism of fear to terrify people of pursuing the teachings in the purest form. And they have maintained control. They took over the church. They created a whole philosophy and a whole system of thinking around it that keeps people separated from that divinity that is what you are. I mean, it's in your body right now. It's beating your heart. The divine God is within you. And even every master will say the same thing. It's all inside you right now. It's the same thing. The divine is in you. Even in the manipulated media, they say the kingdom of God is within you. I don't know the exact quote and verse from the different biblical sources, but the statement has been said in multiple places throughout religious theologies and mythologies. The kingdom of the divine is within you. You are it. It is you. When you get out of the place of separation where you are stuck in your mind or body as the only locus of your identity, you begin to ascend your energy to this place of awareness, to this place of creativity. You'll start to get closer to aligning yourself consciously to that divinity. And again, in our masterclass, we go into great detail. And when Master Jesus or Buddha speak in the classes and courses, they go into great detail about how people can ascend their energy up and what the purpose of it is. What was John the Baptist teaching? What was Master Jesus teaching? Who's Archangel Metatron? What are the functions and reasons and purpose for ascending your energy? But every one of you is divine. You are love. Wow, it's a beautiful question. And if you want to know more about our masterclasses, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com or torontomedium.com, and you can check out our course and class. We have our beginner's masterclass starting March the 4th for those of you that want to get involved in the beginning stages of mastery, self-mastery, and connecting to different entities of information, because there's realms of information beyond the physical dimension. Where do you think all the new human ideas come from? They come from another dimension, and we bring them into this dimension. And people the society that we've created, the leaders that exist now, want to keep most people into this illusion, okay? That this is it. There's nothing else. That's a lie. You are a divine entity. Wake up. Wake up. Thank you so much. I just want to read this comment from Beth. She was saying she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in her early years as well, several medications and hospitalizations. So much transformation through staying this course, breath, and trusting. All my love. Thank you so much, Beth. And that's happening for a lot of people. When you realize your body and your mind, the mind that you've been given by the world isn't you. And in our beginner's course, you will learn that. You will learn how to moderate your own mind and your own body in a very simple, safe, honorable environment with a community of people that will support you and guide you in the process of your own evolution. We've been so conditioned to think that a pill or a drug or an alcohol or something is going to take away your pain and your suffering. But you are the agent. You are the power in your own life that can literally transcend your pain. You can remake your mind and body so that it is pleasing to you. You can literally train it. You can teach your mind with love. You don't have to attack your mind and try to subdue it and hate it and be angry at yourself. Be angry at your anger. Be angry at your depression. Be angry at your sadness. That will not heal you. You have to learn the function of love and apply the function of love to your own mind and to your own body. Wow, so cool. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Ellen, who is tingling my entire face and head all day? This is a seraphim, and I don't know this seraphim, but it's a male. Again, his hand like, come on, pay attention to me. He wants you to pay attention to him. Follow, okay. So yeah, can you give me a name? No. Okay. So he's saying follow that. Like get up and walk around and feel where that tingling. He's trying to take you somewhere. He's trying to pull you forward. This being is trying to pull you towards something. So get up and like, you know how you use a compass to try and find direction? Use this sensation like a compass. He's trying to direct you somewhere, okay? He's saying he's trying to direct you somewhere. Can you tell me? No. This is not the place. Okay. Would you Could you tell her more about that? Yes, I can. Okay. So there's more to it, but follow it like a compass needle. Like follow when you go outside today, go out and feel, does it get stronger this way or weaker this way? Like use it like a compass. He's going to show you. I have no idea what he's going to take you to, but when that happens and you follow that, please let us know and share that in the comment section so other people get to know about your experience, because other people knowing that experiences are something that aren't just bound by time, space, and matter. We are multidimensional beings. The more people that understand this, the more freedom we're going to start to experience creatively as a species, and the less suffering we're going to be perpetuating on this planet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ellen. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see here. Just scrolling down here. Sunny. Thank you for this message. My toddler was also doing the breathing exercise and is still listening attentively. Thank you so much, Sunny, for sharing this. Young people that are being born, we are all born pure, open, receptive, loving consciousness. That's what we come in as. And what the world gives us through our five senses can loan itself to inhibiting and diminishing that love or enhancing its expression. Between the ages of 0 and 5 years of age, children do not understand language, but they understand images. They can read the pictures from your mind. They can see the pictures in a parent's mind. And every parent that's listening to this right now, you know when your child's around age 2 or 3 and they're just starting to walk around and toddle around, and you've got your tea on the table or a glass of water, and they're looking at it, and you have the thought, oh, they might touch it. And you say to them, don't touch that. And they go out and they touch that. And they're not being disobedient. They're reacting and responding to the picture you transmitted of them touching it. They don't understand, because they don't understand language. They don't understand when you say, don't touch that. They don't understand language, but they understand images. Children between ages 0 and 5 function on the level of images. So you can think pictures to them, and they'll understand and learn quicker, because that's the level of consciousness they function on. They have not developed biological language to understand the language in forms of words, but they will understand images. Again, we go into great detail for parents that are interested in knowing more about this. We have a component for that in our masterclass as well that you might be interested in. Can you please explain relationships with spirit guides, please? If you understand the function of vibration, energy, and frequency, then learning how to alter and change the frequency, vibration, and energy that you are utilizing becomes very important. Understand that we are simply here to illustrate that you as an awareness are independent of thought, memory, and emotion until you choose to interact with them. The moment you interact with thought, memory, and emotion, you begin a generation of energy. You begin to create energy that begins to precipitate conditions in your environment. They will precipitate conditions that you exist in right now. What each and every one of you sees and hears and knows around you right now is a product of your creative consciousness. It's a product of your creative consciousness. Your capacity to alter and change your consciousness in the form of thoughts and therefore emotions will loan itself to producing profound changes in and around you. It determines the energy, the emotion that you hold that, generally speaking, is what is responsible for the experiences you are currently having. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So this process, again, we have them teach us this in our masterclass. Like literally, they will show you how to alter and change, and you actually get to experience. We have our 102 masterclass where you begin to release old, dense emotions from your mind and body, like literally releasing old emotions from your body. And when that starts to happen, you're also taught how to bring in new emotions. And it's an amazing thing when you start to learn how to release old energy and bring in new energy. You get to see things change dynamically around you, including your relationships. The existing relationships, we've had many people say the relationships we have with people have gone through wonderful changes. People see them differently, hear them differently. The world changes. When you change your energy, you change your world. That's fundamentally it in a nutshell. But they're much better at teaching it than I am. I'm just allowing them to work through me. I literally am a spiritual medium, and so is everybody else. You can learn to be a medium for limitless information, right? Yes, thank you. Just a message from Chris. As peace and love flows into the parents more, the children will be drawn to them more. That's very true. We got to learn the function of love. We've got to learn the function of love. Question from Drusilla. Any message for me? I'm told I'm going to call you when we're finished today, Drusilla. I'm going to reach out to you. So I hope you'll be available when we're finished. I'm being told very adamantly to give you a call when I'm finished today. So I hope you'll be available in a few minutes. We'll look forward to connecting with you then. William, who is turning my TV on? I get, she's a female and very impish energy. She's young. But I'm also seeing this other person like with pink hair curlers on. She's got pink hair curlers and she's like looking at it. Yeah. So you want to keep turning it off. I'm being told to tell her to keep turning it off. So this being that's trying to turn your TV on is trying to get you distracted back into that realm. You need to pull away from television. Most humans need to pull away from television because most of what they're putting out in the form of thoughts are not conducive to love. 99% of what's on your television systems today are not conducive to love. They're conducive to perpetuating fear and confusion amongst you. And when you surrender your attachment to their confusion and fear, boy, will things change on this planet very quickly. Thank you. Thank you, Drusilla. Yeah, we'll see you then. Wow. I think we'll take two more questions. Question number one from Kim. Hi, Kim. Does the spirit have a message for me? Yeah, just follow. Just follow their energy today. Follow their energy today. Something about walnut. I don't know why they're saying it, but something about walnut. It's if you've got a walnut tree near you, go to the walnut tree. Go to the walnut tree and like, walk around the walnut tree about 6 feet away from it. Just gently and slowly walk around this walnut tree in a clockwise direction first, and then counterclockwise 6 times in each direction. Don't get caught up in the movement you're doing, but feel the energy between you and that being. Feel the energy between you and that being. 6 times clockwise, 6 times counterclockwise. Do not be caught up in the physical. Feel the energy that's being transmitted and received. You are to become aware of the energy, not what the body's doing, not the tree, not the stuff, but the energy that's being offered to you. Right? And again, whatever your experience is, please share it with us. Send us a message. Let us know. One more question for today, guys. Does Spirit have any messages about my mediumship journey? Please. Yes. Come and join our 101 Masterclass March the 4th. March 4th. Like, seriously. You want to really get those clairs open. You want to be a clear conduit. You need an environment and a learning system that allows you to differentiate between the personality and these other dimensions of information. And I invite you to come and join us for that. I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to thank you to the Galactic Federation and the Ascended for being present with us today. I also want to thank the energy of Master Jesus, Master Buddha, and those that also came peripherally for others that were here today too. And again, I want to say thank you everybody for supporting this channel. For those of you on TikTok, for any gifts and following, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, thank you for support. My Patreons, thank you very, very, very much.
Website.
And if you want to know more about what we're doing, please go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com or TorontoMedium.com. And I want to wish you all much, much love. I'll look forward to seeing you on the Monday show. And I think we're going to have Archangel Michael with us on Monday, so that'll be really fun. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye for now.